Welcome everybody back to the juljas channel, and today we're doing a tournament video where I'm going to put all the three generals against each other in a Swiss style tournament. So nobody falls out, it's just like 5 rounds and we see who does the best. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a little announcement to make. I have a new Patreon, which you can see right here. If you would like to somehow help me in my YouTube life struggles, please join there. Become a member, would be really great. I'm going to kind of shift the stuff from YouTube members over to Patreon. Yeah, there's some cool rewards you can get. I'm still working on it a bit, it's not a done thing, so give me some time. Let's get started. I'm always going to try to pick like the the same height part for Navy, since they're so strong, they're always going to get the destroyer. That's just how it is. First turn, we have Moltke versus Selivanov. Moltke is a cavalry. So here we are, the weaker unit's going to attack as always first. Go for it, Selivanov. Let's look if you can upset Moltke. Let's look if Moltke can play around it. Seems like it's super close right now. Who you guys tipping on? I'll be super surprised if already the first round there's an upset, but there's a lot of things are possible in a tournament setting. I kind of missed the point there for Moltke to go in the mountains. Actually, it looks like Selivanov might be taking this. But that also could be because his artillery is probably a little better than the Russian counterpart. Let's see if I can do more damage in the mountains. No, already the first upset is going to occur in the first freaking game. But I think Moltke anyway is super overrated. And they're both not upgraded. Like the only guy who is upgraded is Stonewall Jackson. I can't really change that. But here we are. Selivanov is going to take this one. GG. So in that case, let's put it into our wonderful table. Next one is Jackson versus Durobik. Okay, here we go. Jackson was the first hit. Doing a bit more damage, but again, these freaking navies are super strong. Durobik hitting back. Not doing a crazy amount. Jackson again slightly doing more. Because Navy obviously gets the advantage. I'm gonna let them hit from afar just because that's what they are about. If not, that would be kind of unfair. But now Jackson gets the forest, which increases damage by a lot. It's kind of looking super close. It's surprisingly close, actually. Come on, Jackson. What do you have? 70. He always has a consistent bit amount of more damage, but Durobik can hit kind of more often. But let's see if the advantage pays off. The forest is still burning, which is an issue. Jackson can't go in the forest. The freaking navies are far too strong in this game. I can't believe it. He might just pull it off. The freaking Durobik might pull it off. I really don't want to see Durobik win this or he this freaking first battle. That's unbelievable. Wow, this is a freaking hair puller. These navies has to kill him now. Jackson does very closely. Stonewall Jackson, next win. I think I'm going to start giving the best units versus the Navy, because Navy is just so freaking strong. If you remember the last video, we've seen that Navy somehow beat everything. Yep, yeah, this is lost. This is so lost. I'm going to change the rules after this fight because the navies have a too big advantage. Just look at this. This is some madness. I can even attack from close. This is a madness. Okay. Well, again, a surprise. The navies have won. Next pairing, Nicholas versus Kobani. Let's see if they get somehow some kind of increase from this. Being able to attack constantly. I think Kobani is really not such a good Navy general, so and he caught fire, which is a big issue. I think this might even it out a bit because the Navy is just having too much of an advantage. Oh, he even got critted. Yeah, this looks like a Nicholas turn. Maybe Nicholas is really good. Nicholas, I don't know how to say his name, but it says yep. Okay, I think this rule change might benefit Nicholas, who gets the point. Esperay versus Sheridan. Let's see this how it goes out. Good first hit for Sheridan, who also lowers the morale of Esperay. These freaking more expensive generals not necessarily the better ones, though Esperay somehow seems to have a bit more HP on his unit. Oof, this is close, but somehow Sheridan is having a little bit of an advantage, I feel like. Constantly does a bit more damage, though he hired his morale right now, which might be a good one. Oh yeah, he lowered. Oh yeah, Sheridan might suffer now from these two debuffs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Esperay really having the advantage right now because his morale is up. Interesting, this really was a turned battle. I feel like it still could go both ways, to be fair. But I think it's kind of with the morale boosts. Yep. If Sheridan would have had one turn more and he could have gotten the first hit in, he could have maybe drawn it. But now Esperay is the big winner. Carror versus Cardona. Karol the First is nowhere particularly strong, so I'm just going to slowly move this battle to the mountain so it's fair. Cardona doing a lot of good damage in the beginning. Initial very good start for him. Still consistently more damage than Karol. Oh, Karol can't even hit back. Cardona finishing off the Romanian king. Now to the last battle here. Todorov versus Farragut. Farragut, who again is a very surprisingly strong general. I'm going to just warn you. So come on, let's see how this goes out. First initial good hit for Todorov. Let's see how Farragut hits back. He does not get retaliated, so that's a very good start for Farragut. Both do the same amount of damage. This is far too close, far too freaky close. Oof, this time again, the Navy does more damage. Maybe there's like an unanswered hit. No! Oh my god, I can't believe it. These freaking Navy units are so strong. Especially as a general. Yeah, he's winning. Farragut, the green general god, is winning. But I think also that Farragut is pretty strong, has a lot of good skills. If you just look at him. No, he hasn't finished it off, but he is got an answered hit. Comparison to Todorov's actually also good skills, I have to say, but it's not enough. Farragut takes this one. A lot of surprises in round one. Let's recap it quickly. So we have Moltke being defeated by Selivanov, Jackson defeating Durobik very closely, Grant losing to Louvre, then the change was all the navies because navies are having just too big of an advantage. And then we have Nicholas beating Kobani, Esperay beating Sheridan, Karol beating Cardona, and Todorov beating Farragut. For now, I'll speed up the video a little bit, with Kobani getting the initial first hit in because he gets paired first. Wow, what a start for Kobani. This is a close one. Again, unanswered to hit. Sheridan looks on the ropes, but Kobani is still not in the safe spot. Oof, yeah, I think I might have underestimated the effect of that freaking tile here, which gives an initial, 10% more attack. That's so much? 10% more attack against Navy, but it seems it's not enough for Sheridan to get off the loser's bracket. Todorov versus Durobik. We first somehow starting with all the losing ones. With Todorov being allowed the first hit, let's do this. Good first hit for both of them, but Durobik started burning and lost morale, so bad ones. Good second round for him, not getting retaliated against. Todorov really needs to get his morale down again. Good hit for both of them, I guess. Let's see how this works out. Again, unretaliated. I think Durobik is getting super lucky right now. Todorov being very unlucky. If he'd have been able to hit one-on-one every time, he probably would have won this one. But he's getting he never retaliates. Wow, okay, yeah, that's a super lucky Durobik round. Poor Todorov might have won this more often than he would have lost it, but surprise is here. Our first infantry duel, where we're going to have Grant versus Karol. Juicy. Very, very, very close advantage for Grant. Very small, but he also got the morale raise, which might... interesting, he actually got more damage this turn. I am super surprised. Grant is such a terrible general, it seems. So he's on his second loss. Oh, Grant finishing off again. Losing, I can't believe it. He started off as the number 3rd expectations and... Wait, almost made it the wrong way around. And now we have our first winners versus losers duel, where we have Farragut, the navy boy, versus Moltke, the cavalry boy. Farragut being allowed to have the first hit. Let's get this party started. 56, good start. I can't believe it. Farragut going for a second win, Moltke for a second loss. Cardona, the winner, versus Louvre. Poor boy Cardona. May he rest in pieces. But he already has one victory, so I mean, it's not as bad as other boys in here. But here we have it. Louvre advances with one more victory. Esperay versus Selivanov. I guess if I do the same rules for artillery, I'm going to do the same rules for navy. I'm going to do the same for artillery. Esperay is allowed to hit first. Let's do this. Oh, he's melting him. Yes, that's not unanswered. He's dead. He is dead. This winner's bracket is ruthless. Jackson is allowed to have the first hit. So let's get that one on the way in a second. Where's Nicholas? Great. In the open. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see how this goes. Jackson, have your hit. Whoa, Jackson with a big hit. Start this off. He really is my favorite. If Jackson just wins, I'm very disappointed. Oh yes, he's going ham. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my god, Nicholas is not ready. I'm absolutely having favorites, totally. But look at the majestic Jackson. Oh, finished off Nicholas in so short amount of turns. This is crazy. At the end of the second round, we have the table right now with Sheridan on the bottom with Todorov together with Grant and Moltke, all on 0 points. Kobani, Karol, Selivanov, Durobik, Cardona and Nicholas all have won one, lost one. Maybe one of them can make it to the top half. Farragut, Esperay, Loof and Jackson all on maximum points, looking very strong, with Jackson at the moment being the number one, since he has beaten 2 guys who've won once, and the other guys have only beaten people who have lost, especially Farragut who's only beaten people who have lost. Let's see what this next round brings. Can't believe that Sheridan lost twice, but I believe in him. I think Sheridan will pull this one out of the bag. Nice one, Sheridan. Nice one. Out of the losers bracket you go. Next, Moltke Grant. The other losers bracket. Infantry versus cavalry. Let's look who of these overrated boys does better. Moltke going in stronger in the first one. Ulysses Grant showing his absolute worthlessness. He even got morale damaged. Oh my god, he's getting destroyed. I gave him new infantry, but it doesn't really seem to do anything new except getting newly destroyed. He's hoping here. Got 70. Oh my god, Grant is, my god, for one of the first generals you get, he's absolute garbage. Poor Grant. He tried, he failed. It was painful to watch. As you can see here, the next battle between Kobani and Karol is one-sided as hell. Kobani destroying Karol. It seems that I might have given a 2-week infantry unit to Karol, but I couldn't be bothered to restart it. So poor Karol suffers from my mistakes. Rest in peace. The next round again went to the favorite Durobik, the British admiral, barely beating Selivanov. In the next round, as you can see here in a quick one, Nicholas absolutely destroyed Cardona to enter the top positions once again. But now we come to the very interesting ones between Esperay and Farragut. King Green General Farragut still in this race to be maybe one of the top boys. Esperay trying to keep the name of the blue generals clean, trying his best. Esperay gets the first hit. Let's get it started. First hit answered by both players. Let's look if Farragut can retaliate, still taking a little bit more damage. Right now it's looking a little bit in favor of Esperay. A very, very close duel actually. These two seem to be skill-wise very well matched up. Oh, now Farragut gets unanswered in a hit, and that might be very, very detrimental to Esperay. Look if the mountains do him any well. What can Farragut reply? Gives a little more damage than he takes. Farragut, my gosh, it will maybe take Sobol Jackson to finish him. I am thoroughly surprised how good Farragut is. I knew he was a good green general. Didn't know he was this amazing. How could I? Oh my god, he's destroying Esperay. A man who has been unbeaten till now, a man who did very well, but right now seems to meet his master in the green general Farragut. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Almost missed out to finish off Esperay, thought he would die in the last attack, but now he's dead. Farragut taking number 1 spot for the moment, but Stonewall Jackson fighting Loof. Let's see how that goes out. Loof, Stonewall Jackson, who is the man to stand on top of all the other men? I would be very surprised if Loof somehow pulls this off. This would be so astonishing to me. Okay, Jackson, do your worst. Yeah, Stonewall Jackson already starting off with a thunderous 120 damage. Maybe Loof gets an unanswered one in. No, he lost double morale. Stonewall Jackson hammering him. Absolutely hammering him. Loof doesn't look ready. Maybe Farragut is a stop for Jackson, but doesn't seem that Loof is one. Does not see. I'm going to leave him with the fire to just give... No, there's no chance for Loof. No chance for Loof. Yep, he died brutally. Jackson's still on number 1 spot, I assume. Let's look at the table. After round 3, we have a certain amount of updates. Grant and Todorov still lost every game. Todorov seemed to have a bit stronger opponents than Grant. Grant and Todorov both terrible. Then on 2 points we have Karol, Moltke, Sheridan and Cardona, as well as Selivanov. Selivanov was a very close loss in the end. And after that we have Kobani, Louvre, Durobik, Esperay and Nicolas, all on 4 points. All of them still possibly to reach the top 3, even top 2 maybe. Depends how badly the loser from Jackson versus Farragut gets punished. 2 more rounds to go. 2 more rounds to go. I'm going to play this till 5 rounds. And then in the end we'll have either Jackson or Farragut on top. Very, very, very likely. With Todorov being allowed to have the first hit, which might just kill Grant, because that guy seems to be fickle. Very, very fickle. Oof, Grant actually going in harder on the first one, getting his morale raised and getting more damage in. Is Todorov the worst one? Also Todorov is the worst, but I mean Grant also can't have almost been the weakest general. I mean, he has 4 skills and they're not even that low. I mean, yeah, just look at the boy. Look at the boy Grant. It also might be the machine gunner is a lot better against this unit, I'm not quite sure, but it seems that Grant is the one to survive and not have 0 points at the end and not absolutely embarrass himself. In this battle right here we can see Moltke versus Karol, and Moltke once again embarrasses himself versus I think Karol's even a blue general. Gold versus blue, and the blue one actually wins. In the next round we have the 2 green generals, both very special, but both of them already having at least 1 win. Let's see who of them seems to be better. So Sheridan is a Cardona. I'm pulling ahead a little right now. Let's see how Cardona can answer. A similar amount, but that's not good for Cardona. Yeah, Sheridan will win this one, it seems. Except if he gets like terrible attacks in and Cardona gets crits, but it seems he's getting the crits, so Sheridan wins that one. Sheridan building a little winning streak. Cardona kind of a little losing streak. 3rd loss in a row and 2nd win in a row for Sheridan. Next round Selivanov is continuing his losing streak, especially against navies, which navies seem to be his kryptonite. Selivanov loses again versus the navy. The navies really seem to be an issue since they're all in the top few positions. Interestingly enough, only right now the first navy battle will happen between the Durobik and Louvre. These things already are long overdue. The navies have to stop themselves instead of beating everybody else. Durobik versus Louvre. Let's see who does better. Let's see if the Durobik is better or Max Louvre. Durobik getting the better first hit in. The British general versus... Where's the Louvre? Where is he from? The Louvre looking bad right now. What is he? German. Well, what a wonder that the British Navy is being the German Navy, but right now he got an unanswered attack in, which means their HPs are very similar again. Oh, I might have made too much fun of Louvre already. He's beating the Durobik right now. 2 unanswered strikes, that has to be it. That has to be it. There's no way the Durobik comes back from it. He gets 1 back, but it's not even a crit. Louvre got 1 in, was critical. Yes, that must be the end of Durobik, especially if he gets hit back right now. Does not, so I'll have to painfully pay still 1 turn more. Where is it? Louvre winning 4 of his battles, only losing to Jackson, which is not an honorable at all, since it was kind of obvious that Jackson's gonna win this. Next infantry duel. Nicolas versus Esperay. French general is not looking very good right now, but we can see these duels can turn. But it's not really looking like a turn right now. It looks like Nicolas is getting his revenge in for his first initial losses. I kind of forgot that he was in the fire there, which is not too good. If Esperay can somehow get his morale decreased right now, he does not. Nicolas wins this duel. It's getting interesting up top. It's getting interesting. Esperay, who won every turn in the beginning, now somehow been on a losing streak again, so he's back in the midfield. But Nicolas taking the 2nd position for now. Let's look what Farragut has to say about this with Jackson. My money is on Jackson, but I have been proven wrong before already. Who would win? A Chad cavalry general god with upgraded stats and everything, or a green boy? Green boy in a ship. This was the big duel everybody was dreaming for. And Jackson is just too freaking strong. Farragut doing his best, but nobody can beat the Chad. The Chadiest Chad. So will Jackson. things might be different though without the rule change, but we'll let it slide. Jackson, after 4 rounds at number 1 position, sole person with maximum points. Very good Buchholz score since he has beaten the creme de la creme. The only people he's beaten, if you look at this thing, is kind of crazy. He's beaten Louf, who is number 3, and he's just beaten Farragut, who's number 5. So only Kobani is still left, which he hasn't beaten of the top dogs, which I really would be surprised if he does anything to change there. Can Todorov still pick 1 win up? Does Jackson march to the victory with maximum points? Who is going to make the top half? Who is going to make the bottom? And let's look at the surprise at the end of this round. Now let's see. Can Todorov, I even gave him his best territory. Can he do anything against Moltke? Does actually start off well. Might be I just was playing him wrongly before, but can't always be that special for everybody. Wait, where's actually Moltke good? Mountains. I should put him in the mountains as well. See if that makes a difference in a second. But right now it looks like Todorov might actually not get 0 points, which would be wonderful for him, because we can't have somebody have 0 wins. But Moltke, the absolute embarrassment for a gold general. Now I see why you shouldn't use this man. Why I never touch him in any kind of conquest or campaign. He struggles against blue and green generals. He might give this man without a win his first win. Oof, actually might. No, he actually pulls it off. So Todorov actually never wins 1 single game. Wow. Moltke struggles somehow to his 2nd victory. Moltke totally is embarrassing, but it's not as terrible as it could have been. But still, boch. Todorov, guaranteed worst. Now it's probably just going to melt Grant. Oh my god, Grant, you are such an embarrassment for a purple general. The 2 biggest embarrassments, very, very obviously. Grant, be very sorry for yourself. You just lost to a green general, and you're purple. Karl I versus Selivanov. What will happen in this duel? Probably Selivanov's lost. Since I changed the rules, he's really been struggling a lot. If he can't hit without any retaliation. But right now he isn't getting retaliated. Let's see what this last round brings. Selivanov probably will stick at the bottom. Karl might still, get a bit of honor out of this. Might actually even get a 3rd win and actually have a decent run. I think he was very unlucky for Selivanov to be paired upwards. I think Selivanov had quite a hard game. Was always facing navies and people who are a little bit over him. If he would have faced a bit of weaker generals, he might have done better. But looking at this right now, he was just a bit unlucky. Unlucky tourney for him. He did okay, not cheated bad. But yeah, maybe he even would have killed somebody like Grant. Sheridan, Durobik. Who is going to make it in the top half? Who is not? Let's see. Who gets the first hit? Durobik. Durobik, the weak navy. Wasn't Chad enough to beat green Sheridan. Reach the top ranks. Let's see. Louf gets hit first. Getting hit a little harder, but navies always have the possibility to not get hit back, which makes them super dangerous. I am somehow putting my money on Louf. I feel like Louf will pull this out the bag. But he will need no hit back right now. Yes, he does receive it, but it's a very low attack. Which might mean that... oh, it's a very close one once again. These two seem to be very evenly matched up. Louf again getting no hit back. Kind of balancing out this duel. Both have a very similar amount of HP. I'll have to move over here so we can attack with Esperay without getting hit. Oh, yeah. Max Louf, the freaking comeback king. Let's see if Esperay still has anything to say about it. Maybe he even immobilizes him. It does not. Max Louf, the comeback king. Cannot believe what's happening. The man, the myth, the legend. Oops. Doesn't matter, he's gonna get killed anyway. Yes, Max Louf. Wow. Since we still have Jackson Kobani, very likely Farragut versus Nicholas will decide the best, second best general, free general. That would be very, I would find it's very cool. This freaking green general will make it up there. Who gets off the first hit? Farragut, actually. Okay, let's see how this plays out. First hit unanswered. Good start for Farragut. Now he started burning. That might be a very bad sign for Farragut. Might mean that Nicholas actually might win this duel. Oh, yeah, Nicholas kind of pulling ahead, but not too crazy. I'm not sure. Farragut still might pull this one out. Ooh, no. Nicholas has got a very, very strong crit. That might be a big issue for him. Yeah. Oh, Farragut, you did so well. You'll make it into the top 3 positions. You had very strong opponents. But right now, Nicholas will take the 2nd place. Probably. Not sure if Lou actually has a word about this. Right now, Nicholas though. And now we still have Kobani versus Jackson for the victory. But I think even if Kobani somehow would beat Jackson, I think it's still Jackson number 1. Jackson would still say number 1 because he's beaten the creme de la creme and fought against the creme de la creme. Jackson taking a hit without answering in the first round. How will he retaliate? Badly. Might it have been the unit which was carrying Jackson? Or was that he could attack first? Kobani is destroying him. Can soon did Kobani lose? He lost against Nicholas. Oh my god, that might be an interesting one. But I still have this healing item on Jackson, so maybe that will save him a bit. Yeah, he got a crazy hit in right now, 86. It's what he really needed. Let's put away from this infantry guy to see a bit more of the battlefield. Wow, this is still super close, but Kobani somehow might still pull out one victory. One for the boys. Can he pull out one for the boys? Maybe Jackson doesn't like it though. Especially if he can hit his morale down again, but it's super close right now, super close. Jackson again getting one to the face unanswered. Can he come back? I doubt it, but it's still in the air, Oh my gosh. Depends on this hit now. Jackson will pull it out very, very likely. But only because the healing item. Jackson wins, but Kobani was so close at the upset. Stonewall Jackson wins this tournament. Let's look at the standings. The worst of all, Georgi Todorov. Don't use him, even though he doesn't look that terrible actually. I might have just used him wrongly. But he lost every single duel. Can't trust him. Ulysses Grant is the 2nd lowest rank, losing 4 of his 5 games, having not too strong opponents, as you can see it is Buchholz, so embarrassing. Selivanov had pretty strong opponents for what class he is playing around. Feel a little sorry for him, especially the rule change screwed him. Still, yeah, not great. The most embarrassing of all, Moltke, the Golden General at rank 11, in the bottom 3rd. Wow, disappointing. After that we have the weakest navy, Durobik. Not so great. He had some good opponents, I have to say, but still disappointing for him. Must be a disappointing tournament. Getting into 9th position, so top 10, but only from 14, so it's not that crazy. We have Esperay, the French infantry general, which you can get in the second last campaign. Did not convince at all. Rank 9. At rank 8, barely missing out on top half, is Luigi Cardona. He did well, won the first 2 games, looked really strong, got super strong opponents, was super unlucky and lost the next 3. Making it into top half, we have Carol I, the Romanian king. Kind of pulled back a little bit in the end, winning how many of his last games? Yeah, 2 of the 3 last games. At rank 6, the very surprising, very cool Philip Sheridan, losing his first 2 games to win back-to-back games, looking really cool. Then the very disappointed David Farragut. He was a bit unlucky, I have to say. Top 5 is still very good for a green general. I'm proud of you, Farragut. At rank 4, we have Kobani. Tried his best, almost came close to upsetting Jackson at the end. Had a very good tournament, was a little unlucky in his loss against Jackson and against Nicholas. So losing against rank 1 and 2, very honorable. At rank 3, my surprising boy, Max Loof, doing very good. Somehow always coming back, he was the real comeback king. What a man. At rank 2, Nicholas I, getting destroyed by Matt Jackson. But overall, very good tournament. Beat the creme de la creme otherwise. Great tournament. And at rank 1, we have Stonewall Jackson. What a wonder. I left all the items, which really messed it up. He might not have necessarily made it that high up. But yeah, he is the boy. He is a bro. Give him some respect. Thank you for watching. Special shout outs to Wilfred Fletcher for being an amazing Patreon. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you more. I don't know what to say. Thank you, buddy. Also the other YouTube boys, which have still been members for quite a while. I might change the whole YouTube membership system, just get the fancy names while texting, but I might take all the rewards out otherwise we'll just shift it to Patreon. Yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice and bye.